Hi guys, Kim here. Firstly, I wanted to wish you all the best for the new year. A chance for new beginnings, maybe. I woke to a message on the morning of the 1st from Spirit, which clearly stated to me, at the point of waking up, that this year was going to be 30 times bigger than previous years. And then I was shown a picture of a massive, tiny little spider, and then it growing into a spider 30 times bigger. And I laughed. And I thought to myself, I hope that was a cryptic message in relation to expansion. And I perceived it to be the network of spirituality, that we could experience 30 times the strength of signal from spirit from the beginning of this year to the end of this year. So it would be amplified by 30 by the end of the year. You can make what you want out of that message, but hold on to your hat, as I think that we're speeding into oblivion at breakneck speed. Like the right rabbit. I'm late for a very important date stuff. So what else about 2022? Well, if all those twos lined up like that, it makes me feel as if we're heading into a time of combining our energies with others in partnerships and like-mindedness. I made a video a few months ago about the importance of the date of the 22nd of March 2022 and how this date was maybe very significant to the Mayan Aztec connection. But I'm going to do more work on that later and see if I can establish a link from where we're at now, what energies we might experience coming through. I did want to say a little bit about 2021. Last year was harsh for most of us, but I think it did incorporate a great deal of growth, especially in the inner self. Lessons like creating opportunities for us to refine our energies into a greater understanding of who we are. I wanted to ask if you are living somebody else's life or your own. I feel that is what 2021 did for us, to shift our reality into a place where we were given the option to live our own lives as our true selves, to realize the concepts of what's important to me, and to reshuffle our minds into this comprehension and what this is. I can remember having a conversation with my sister a few years ago about us not knowing what's important to us, and about us as sisters thinking and focusing down on aspects of programming, and what part of that was programming and what part of that was real, like what do I like. And we talked about trying to remember what our favorite games were to play as a child, when we were innocent, before we had others tell us what we liked, and more importantly, what we should like. So like I said, with all these twos around us, it's time for us to combine our energies with others, but not in a way that makes another's opinion or choice more important than your own, or not in a way where we give our own power away. The reality where two work in total unity, not putting either one above the other. I've had this feeling lately that the oligarchy would love us to be divided. But what I'm wondering is that through this process, we're more easily to recognize the connection, that we're finding people that we are in agreement with, and we're banishing those that are not. We're becoming stronger and more aware of our own needs and our own wants, and simpler ways of bringing this about, knowing the expanse of what is possible. I cannot speak for everyone, but certainly I've entered a new era as far as conversation is concerned. Very limiting in some ways, but very much more self-empowering. Peace of mind is important, especially because of this space of information overload that we're living through, plus our ability to access the inner voice without the noise. It requires us to be nothing in order for us to have a clear channel by which our guides can access our consciousness without the distraction of the noise from the outside world. Seeing more alternatives to trade outside of the system, multidimensionally. Self-adapting to new circumstances in the best way we know how. Listening to those important messages that come in and advising us that it's time to act, and then taking the required actions. It's available to all of us. All we have to do is listen. I was watching an Enigma video the other day called Beyond the Invisible. I'm going to link it below, but it had a profound effect on me, taking me back from the black and white world in the beginning to the world of nature and wonder, whilst all these machine people walk through this reality. I know as soon as I'll arrive, everything is possible, because no one has to hide beyond the invisible. Close your eyes and just realize it's real and not a dream. I'm in you and you're in me. It is time to break the chains of life and to follow. You will see what's beyond reality. That was just a quote of part of the verse, but I just thought it was profound. Anyway, it's time for us to remember that this is an illusion. It's time for us to remember that we're spiritual beings creating a human experience. It's time for us to remember that anything is possible and that this is insanity. That's all I'll say. Ta-ta for now. Lots of love.